Hi fans, thanks for clicking on the Dreaded D Rose report to find out what kind of news there is in wrestling, and I got a bulletin, Stamford, Connecticut, March 28, 2013. Today, WWE announced a partnership with Sean P. Diddy Combs featuring a live performance at WrestleMania 29 on April 7th, Sunday, by the three-time Grammy Award-winning entertainer powerhouse. Says Combs will also co-host the Superstars for Sandy Relief Party with Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon as a part of WrestleMania week festivities, and serve as ambassador for WWE's Be a Star and iBowling initiative. Big goings on. All right, hey, Demolition Superstar Spotlight today on WWEwebsite.com. Brock Lesnar and The Rock are set to appear at Extreme Rules pay-per-view on March 19th, or rather May 19th. Don't read much into that. I'll get into this a little bit later. But on the info line, I got a couple of people that was saying, was talking about the Rock and Cena match where The Rock and Cena wins, Ziggler comes in, takes the belt, or turns into Money in the Bank, takes the belt from Cena, and then they got a feud going on for a while. And then The Rock is going to be feuding, I would think, with somebody else. I can't see it still being Cena. It's going to have to be Punk or somebody for the other pay-per-view. And then somebody else said it's going to be The Rock win, and let's say the Shield comes in, beats the crap out of The Rock, leaves him in a pile in the middle of the ring. In comes Ziggler, gets the belt. Or time. So, well, we'll see. One or the other is going to, I would think, end up happening. I can't see them doing a Rock Cena Part 3. I hope not. Let's move on. WWE Champion The Rock, he was live on Kelly and Michael this morning. And he took the title with him, by the way. WWE announced that they will be hosting open cast calling, which I mentioned something about this, I think yesterday or day before. WWE Studios got a movie coming out called Christmas Bounty, starring The Miz, and you can audition for it during WrestleMania Access. Now catch this, little inside information. Promoters, it's nice to do promoting. It's nice to have money to promote wrestling matches. The promoters putting together a convention for May 11th in Newark, California. Never heard of it. Anyway, he tried to get Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair booked in. Well, anyway, Hogan reportedly wanted $35,000 and agreed to the price, but then came back a little bit later and said, hey, I want $50,000. So I don't know if that kind of left that up in the air, but Ric Flair turned down the appearance because the event was being held in a high school. I don't know what he's got against learning, but hey. One of the major goals for 2013 is to make Alberto Del Rio into a Mexican babyface star like Eddie Guerrero or Rey Mysterio were. Well, Rey Mysterio still is. I hope he gets back in. I liked him. Anyway, regardless of what happens at WrestleMania with Zack Swagger, possibly winning or Ziggler cashing it in, the direction of the world title, heavyweight title picture, is still on building it around Del Rio. Folks at WWE Studio, they continue to talk with ones behind the Bruno Sammartino movie regarding funding and producing. So I guess apparently they don't want to do it all by themselves. And that's only going to appeal to few in the crowd. Hey, the younger people has no idea who Bruno is. They've heard about him for years. That's it. Anyway, there continues to be suspicion within WWE on CM Punk's status. Some believe he's hurt worse than anyone is letting on because everyone denies any kind of injury. And there's reports of having it to do with the creative, frustration and burnout or more nagging injuries more than a major injury. So he just probably got some odds and ends things. He needs to rest up. WWE is booking both Brock and Brock Lesnar for Extreme Rules pay-per-view because Punk will likely be missing the event, and there is incorrect reports going around that it's going to be Brock versus Rock as the scheduled main event and Extreme Rules. Both will be there with no word on who they're going to be wrestling. Business-wise, I'd like to see the match myself. Business-wise, I'd rather have a main event with The Rock, main event with Lesnar. That's going to draw in a lot more people than Lesnar in one main event, one main draw. As of this week, Sin Cara still wasn't clear to wrestle. As noted before, he suffered a concussion at the March 11th match with Zack Swagger. And in response to criticism of bad booking for Del Rio, WWE is looking to hire Hispanic writers who will be responsible for creative content, script, developing storylines, and characters targeted specifically for the Hispanic crowds. Maybe they have different tastes than we do. I have no idea. Hey, WWE is going to be hosting a bunch of money on hosting. Did I say that? Don't go back. I didn't say that. Anyway, WWE is going to be losing a bunch of money on the WWE Hall of Fame 2013 ceremony, even with the sellout, due to the cost of running Madison Square Garden is really what it is. Having a ceremony at MSG this year was more symbolic than anything, and something Triple H pushed for. WWE wanted to run the Hall of Fame at MSG this year, even before they inducted or had the idea about inducting Bruno Sammartino. But they've always wanted to induct him for years. Hey, Honky Tonk, in fact, he should have been inducted about the first year. I think Andre was. And I can't remember whether they only had one inductor, or one person in the Hall of Fame then, that was him. I don't know. Hey, Hall of Fame wannabe, Honky Tonk Man, is trying something. He's trying to set up an Indiegogo project. Indiegogo project for WWE superstar Marty Jannetty, who apparently needs surgery. Honky tweeted, said, just talked to Marty Jannetty, saw his ankle, needs surgery as soon as possible. Too proud to ask for help. A real man in need. Can we help him? I hope he gets that surgery done. I remember about 3 months ago, somebody seen him in a wrestling show, and his ankle was he was walking on the side of his shoe, like ankle just about hitting the ground. Bad shape. The Rock, John Cena are booked for the Today Show April 3rd, Wednesday, before they face off at WrestleMania 29. And by the way, Chris Jericho's black eye, no, it wasn't a good makeup job. It actually came from a SmackDown match with Swagger that was taped on March 19th. There was talk of bringing a rap group, 3-6 Mafia, to do Henry's theme song, Mark Henry, at WrestleMania 29, but apparently the idea was dropped. I don't know, scheduling conflicts or what. WWE officially announced the following 8-person mixed tag team match for WrestleMania 29. You can probably guess. Brodus Clay, Tensai, Funkadelics taking on Team Rhodes Scholars and Bella Twins. March 22nd, TNA changed the channel on you. TNA live event in Concord, North Carolina drew about only 800 fans. And the March 23rd show in North Carolina drew 1,300. Local wrestlers Hang Time and Dirty Hector, you remember them, don't you? Did a workout match before the March 23rd show in Roanoke Rapids. Hang Time got the win. Don't know if they got hired or not. Spike TV officials are looking at making the network more scripted entertainment and may change their name again. TNA will most likely be safe because it fits in their new direction, and the ratings they're looking good. That's probably a lot better than any of the other shows that they got on the network right now. The cost for TNA, by the way, to tape Impact Wrestling on the road. This is why they don't do too many of them. Is between $600,000 to $700,000. If they do 26 episode tapings a year, they're looking at about $17 million in cost. And apparently they don't get that much gate. Well, if they only did, it would make it worthwhile just to break even. There's no word officially on Jeff Jarrett, by the way, in TNA. His status after he didn't work the special one night only taping that was held last week. Anyway, wonder where he's at. Well, anyway, Jarrett was written out of the storyline back in 2011 when he was focusing on Ring King, but that no longer around. Which I don't know why it's not, because I thought it went over good. The planned project for Speed Channel not getting picked up. He's been looking for other projects, I guess. Speed Channel, they advertised the crap out of that, I think, for about 2 weeks, and that was it. TNA's Bruce Pritchard and Eric Bischoff decided against bringing Jarrett back after a talent, and to show how strong they were on it, they chose not to bring him back for a nostalgia taping that he would have fit into. They're just showing off. WrestleMania Superstore will be open at the MetLife Stadium from Thursday through Sunday, WrestleMania week. The Miz is going to be at the Toga Bar there in Caesars Atlantic City Saturday night, 11 p.m. WWE Superstar Primo, he's going to be wrestling on the March 30th show, WWC show in Puerto Rico, facing a mysterious wrestler selected by Invader 1. Maybe he's going to pick Invader 2 to wrestle him. Paul Heyman recently spoke with Trentonian.com to promote WrestleMania 29. He says, it's kind of funny, he says, it was noted that Heyman was expected to be at ringside for both Punk taking on Taker and Brock taking on H. It's been rumored that Stephanie will be in Triple H's corner to be there, so to hold down any Heyman interference. Heyman commented on to Stephanie about being at the show. He said, I wish Stephanie would stay home, watch the pay-per-view on TV. When she hits me, it hurts. Heyman also talked about WWE's charity auction for Hurricane Sandy release. Heyman is donating the chance to hang out with him backstage at Raw. I would think the loser would get that, but anyway, he will tell some stories to the winners. The winners of the charity auction about ECW stuff and what it takes to be a star. The winner also gets a couple of tickets to the Raw show. Happy birthday to USWA TV champion Brickhouse Brown. Love that name. 55 years old, former WWE wrestler Rory McAllister, 37, one-time AAA Tag Team Champion, Ultimo Gladiator, 35, British Heavyweight Champion Tony St. Clair, 66, former WWF NWA wrestler The Warlord, 51. And this would have been the birthday of former WWF and E Intercontinental Champion Eddie Fatu, or Umaga, he would have been 40, and Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, 55. Former WWE Maria Kanellis announced on Facebook that she and Ring of Honor star Mike Bennett would tie the knot on October 10th. Now, 2014, though. Hope they're still together then. Big Show discussed WrestleMania 29 being held in New York City area, and had an interview with Sports Illustrated. If you want to check that out, it's just promoting WWE. He says, I'm a little concerned about the weather because, I'm not wearing much. He said, I wear spandex and it gets a little chilly out there. Documents filed with SEC posted on the WWE corporate website Wednesday that Vince McMahon converted 450,000 shares of Class B common stock into 450,000 of Class A stock. Vince now owns 81.8% of WWE's total voting power. Know you wanted to know that. I got a story here. Later's kind of funny, indirectly. But anyway, WWE The Rock is doing another Rock Talk chat on Twitter, 4 p.m. today. Hey, it's about 2:18 right now. You might have a chance if you remember it. Fans can ask questions with the hashtag Rock Talk. Sean Waltman posted the following on Twitter, updating fans on his health condition. He says, last weekend, Waltman was wrestling at the Jerry Lynn retirement show in Minneapolis. He said he tore his ass open while performing his signature Bronco Buster move. Here's what he wrote on the near-death experience, he says. Said, the video doesn't do justice on the severity of the situation. The turnbuckle wasn't covered and my landing should have been a 45 degree, and I ended up hard and horizontal. The turnbuckle ripped me another hole, he said, or new hole. He said, right away I knew. You could see me tell the referee I tore my ass. And then went to the after party, but had to leave as the blood started gushing. Hotel, he said the hotel he was in looked like a murder scene. So much blood, hotel security called an ambulance, and Dr. Kevorkian, no, wait a minute, my fault, Dr. Morkin at the HCMC, and he performed a sphincterplasty to save me from having a colonoscopy bag. I don't know why I'm laughing at that, except he said, it's hard not to laugh, so feel free and find it humorous. He says, I did almost bleed out before the ambulance got there. I did the X Factor from the top rope and one through the table after it happened. He said, my concern was Jerry getting the proper send-off, not my asshole. I ain't making it funny. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.